She's still your grandma. I mean, I don't know if she's a bad person.
No, she's quite of a nagging of a bitch. So
You're seeing this live on the internet. I don't know. Give her a little praise. Tell her she's a good grandma. She raised her kid. She raised your mom.
I'm glad that she gave birth to people.
I'm glad she gave birth to people. Alright, hello everybody. We were just
Welcome back
talking
to
about a
Jazzgrass
new
game.
little variety show we were thinking about. Because I've said for like the past year by now, like that I wanted to do some more variety content on Jazzgrass instead of us only being like gaming and podcasts. I would also want to see. Yeah, you were going the right way, I think. Or was no, actually no.
No, we have to go down the left.
Yeah,
Exactly.
But you know, by the time that you're watching this, TTQ has come out probably multiple episodes by now.
Probably.
And also probably the show that I'm about to talk about that I was thinking about. We were thinking of calling it Trope Busters, and it's basically we write a script about with like an anime trope. For example, like the main with the main protagonist, for example, like falling off a staircase with a girl and then falling with his hand on her booballooners, and how that will play out in real life and stuff like that.
In anime, that's enough to write an entire anime about it.
Yeah, because in the previous episode, I was yelling about how anime and manga writers don't really do a good job, in my opinion. It would be funny to point out these stupid little flaws. I shouldn't just make like little jokes off of that.
Exactly.
In a little podcast style, and I think that I think that could be pretty cool. But what we wanted to talk to you about today in this episode of Dark Souls 3.
Talking about anime and waifus.
Oh boy. Okay, so just dating this. We're just kind of dating it at this point, but yeah, it's February 15th. 2020, and that's a legendary moment in time because just a couple weeks ago
waifus have taken over the web.
Yeah, Project Melody started, and she is okay. So you might know Kizuna from YouTube, the VTubers. Basically an anime avatar with a voice actress doing the voice, and these kind of channels are pretty popular. And on Chatterbait, someone made a hentai waifu to use, and with full body tracking and the whole shebang. And she went on the site, and immediately after, like an hour after, she was like the most watched channel on Chatterbait.
I love that.
Because, she's
love
the only
that.
VTuber on there, I guess. And she had 10k views, the most views a stream on Chatterbait has ever gotten.
She made like 500
also,
euros in 10 minutes.
Because I'm not an actual user of Chatterbait. I masturbate the porn off like any normal.
No, but in like the first 5 minutes or hours, she made 500 euros.
Yeah,
or
and that's
bucks.
a lot of money.
Some of those girls only make that a month.
Yeah, but pretty much everyone was on board with it. Was like, oh, this is really cool, like including the women on Chatterbait and stuff. But there were some, of course, a bunch of those idiots that believe they're entitled to everything, who got mad about her being allowed to exist on the platform because she's doing it better than them. They're just mad, like Count Dankler said, like in his video. It was like a couple days after he released this video on this subject. The fucking. They're just being outperformed by machinery, and that's fine and all, but that's just what happens.
Shit happens, yo.
And if you can't compete, well, it's your own problem. Try to compete. Just do better. And if you're just not attractive enough to compete, well, cut your losses.
Or not interesting enough, because that's what I also feel like has a lot to do with it.
Alright, so Chatterbait, let me tell you, I went on a little adventure, because this leads us into our next subject. I went on an adventure on Chatterbait because I wanted to know is there any entertainment value in
on Chatterbait?
On Chatterbait. Because you know how I am. I want to find the entertainment in everything.
You want to see where this shit all came from.
Exactly. and I went on there, and I just clicked on women. And I just started looking around, and And I just started looking for something that looked like just a little bit more than a woman sitting in front of a screen being boring and sometimes
showing a titty.
yeah, exactly, like just sometimes being naked or whatever. No, I was looking for some of the Gucci Mane shit, like creative shit, because I've heard of women like doing like whole shows on naked and stuff like on Chatterbait and whatnot.
So go have a cooking show.
So I was thinking like, maybe I'll be able to find some of that. I wasn't able to find some of that, but let me tell you what else I found. Oh, Dennis, I've done some interesting research. I wanted to see, because I couldn't find any show, type streams. I figured I would just click on one of the ladies, see what they're up to, see how this works. What is the appeal? I wanted to know what is the appeal to, a webcam girl over a proper
porno.
Right?
Yes.
So I clicked on this girl. She looked kind of pretty, and I looked at her and I went, well, she looks of questionable age. But then, I looked into that. Because I wanted to be sure that I wasn't accidentally exposing myself to things that
you don't want to have.
So I Googled it, like, hey, like what kind of age therapies do they do? And if you want to stream on there, you apparently have to let them know, like you have to verify who you are.
Yes.
And that's cool. So I was at least sure that they were of age, which is nice. And so I was watching the stream. I'm like, right. She's sitting there, staring there blankly. I couldn't quite figure out how many people were watching. I couldn't see any viewer numbers. Maybe I just didn't look well enough. But when I looked at, there was this little bar with users, which had like 300 in it.
Yes.
So I think that she had like 300 viewers. She was on the front page. So, but she was sitting there, and she was just sort of sitting there quietly, just staring blankly at the screen, waiting for tokens. And tokens are like bits.
Yeah.
But they're also something else, Dennis. They're like a magical being that if you transfer the token to them, they will instantaneously feel a great pleasure without any stimuli, without any external stimuli. They just need to get those tokens, and like the magic energy, the mana, like their mana bar fills up. And the moans start flowing, and that's it. And I'm like, well, hold on a moment. I could literally go on YouTube, type in moaning sounds, and I could find entire videos of women sitting there, because she was sitting there clothed, by the way, not naked, which was another disappointment.
Yeah.
To me, I thought Chatterbait was supposed to be all naked women, but no.
Yeah, if you're not gonna be naked, why not be on YouTube?
Here's what I found out. What she does is fucking clever as fuck. She sits there with her clothes on, right? Minimal clothes, so she only has to take off one layer to
satisfy.
Yeah. So what happens? Right, she gets a bunch of tokens, right? And what she does is she immediately starts moaning, gets up, and like pulls down her booty shorts, spreads her butt cheeks a little bit, and then while she's moaning, and then just like fake rubs her clit, and then just sit back down. And you can actually see, even though it's like a couple of pixels, because the webcam sucks as shit.
Dry as a bone.
Dry as a motherfucking bone. You can actually see the dust coming off it. They haven't been horny in hours and hours, maybe even days, right? And I'm just like sitting there thinking to myself, right, so I get why they're doing it, because I imagine these streams go on like Twitch streams, like quite long, because they have to make as much tokens as possible.
Yeah.
So if you actually do stimulate yourself, you have an orgasm, you're basically kind of done. Then you would have to stop your stream early, right? So if you actually had a good time, your stream would last at most like 3 hours if you're really stretching it.
If you're really edging.
Yeah, but then I was like, all right, so let's see what these smaller streams are up to then. Maybe they're doing something different from the big gals, right?
The big
badges. Stream, dude. I click on the fucking stream because I'm like, this looks grimy as fuck, and I'm like, okay, so this girl's a lot more, average looking than the last one.
So of course she's gonna have to do nasty shit for people to look.
I was thinking she's gonna go a little further, right? No, it's just so. So it's like, all right, well, let's go uglier. Let's see how much of a show we can get out.
How low can we go on Chatterbait?
Like, how desperate to entertain us can we get, right? Turns out, even ugly women have such an insane confidence in their beauty that they don't at all try to appeal to you any more than the attractive ones. So I'm like, man, why are you not even trying? And I think it's because these women that don't do anything different, even though they're obviously less attractive. And sorry for saying that because it makes me sound shallow, but go fuck yourself. You're unattractive, just like me. And you know, you'd think that they work a little hard, but they don't. And I think that's because they're vain, and they which is hypocritical of me to say, I know. But you know, I think they just genuinely believe they're hot as shit. But then I found, you know, I went grimier and grimier, and you know, lower and lower quality, and I found a stream from Colombia.
Oh God, no, Brian. Did you see a live decapitation from the cartels?
So what I saw was a mother and her a pregnant mother and her two. I hope that the tags were lying, right? That they weren't her actual daughters, right? That's I'm living with that assumption because otherwise the nastiness is too much.
Go on.
So they're literally just laying there in front of the bed. They look bored out of their fucking minds, right? They look fucking bored, right? Someone starts handing out tokens. The moaning begins and shit. But then I look at the tags and I'm like, alright, so Colombian, MILF, daughters, pregnant, anal, and nasty.
Nasty.
But I'm like, hey, who sets these tags? Because what? Like, you have to be super self-aware to put your own stream as nasty. Or unless nasty is some kind of lingo on that site.
I mean, nasty can mean anything sexual, according to what culture, like, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like nasty could mean like, oh man, it's that real nasty shit.
She eating
some
poo
of that
poo.
real good shit. Yeah, like I don't know, but like, you know, I was looking at it and I'm like, at this point, the boner I had from the first streamer was already gone.
You achieved boner on this site?
For like a couple of seconds when she was moaning. She had a nice butt and that's it. I showed her
Nice.
butt. I was like, oh.
Oh.
And then I went on to the next stream because she was boring. And yeah, I just lost it. But yeah, I visited like 8 to like 20, like between 8 and 20 streams, something like that. Nah, at least more than 10 streams, right? And what I found is very interesting. Most of these women do findom. Now, for those of you at home,
Oh, femdom or
findom. Findom.
alright.
Lingo. Anyway, for people at home that might be confused, findom is a very specific subset of SM play, particularly femdom play, in which the dominant partner of the two extorts money out of the submissive one.
Financial domination. Yeah.
And that it gets weird.
It's all about degrading yourself.
Yeah, it's about degrading yourself, being degraded, but it's also a lot. I googled it. I had to know more, right? I googled it. I had to know more. There's a lot of married dudes that are into this. It's like a big, like, I'm pretty sure it's a majority at this point, because I saw so many references to, like, a lot of the example pictures had them referencing wives and girlfriends.
Oh God.
Right. So I was like, I'm disgusted.
And on the other hand, I'm like, this is fucking genius.
I mean, like doing that, having like a wife or a girlfriend, and then being into financial domination by another woman, that's a big dick play. I gotta give it to the guy.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, you gotta be real confident of your shit that you can do that.
But these women are insane, dude. I was reading a story about a guy who had like gotten a second mortgage just to fucking keep it going.
Poor guy.
Like he had already
What an idiot.
He had already been divorced because he was caught. Bruh, it's the saddest shit. And people are into that.
Fucking hell, man. I'm glad I'm normal.
People are into that.
I'm glad I'm glad I like missionary. Jeez.
Like, I'm so fucking boring. The most kinky shit I do is I'll eat your ass. And apparently even that is like controversial. I didn't even know. I didn't know that making a woman feel good is controversial. But it is, because even going down on women turned out to be controversial with some of my friends. Really weird.
Some
that
people
was very weird. Just because remember, think about it like this, right? I'm a 15-year-old boy, right? I just had my first sexual experience. I'm talking about it with the boys, right? Because we're all like, oh, you're so cool, yeah, sex, oh, we're so manly.
Why you became a man?
Back then, you know, that shit was like everything. We were virgin, blah blah. But
crucial part of growing up.
And we got in a conversation shifted going down on it. And I remember both you, as well as I think it was Damien, who were like, "Ah, no, going down on it." No, it wasn't Damien. It wasn't Damien. It was someone else. But two of my close friends were like, "Going down with him? Nah, that's nasty."
That's nasty. Pee-pee comes from there, Brian.
Yeah.
Pee-pee comes from there.
Yeah, but have you looked at your own dick?
Still the more elegant of the options.
And it's the more difficult of the two to please. Well, to work with. Let me put it like that. Because you have to put it down your throat and whatnot. Depends. You don't have to, but
not everybody enjoys that.
I actually don't like it when my dick goes down a girl's throat.
Really? You don't?
You know why?
Why?
Both times they've done it, it doesn't feel good. It's just like I'm putting it down a lead pipe. It's like really hard. It just doesn't feel comfortable. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it.
I don't know.
It didn't feel comfortable.
The sensation of it flopping in, that's a good sensation, yo.
That is.
I live for it.
Like that moment when you feel her lips on your ball sack, and you're just like, this is so fucking slutty and hot.
Exactly. That's the thing. We all.
It's more of a mental thing, but physically, it's like it doesn't do much for me. But yeah, Chatterbait, man, it's a crazy ass sight. So let me just fill the last couple of minutes of the episode before Dennis dies with more Chatterbait talk. So this Colombia woman, she was visibly pregnant. Right, she had a dildo up her ass. All of them did. Okay. And they were just sort of loosely slapping their vaginas while they were bored, and then if someone actually submitted tokens, they would just suddenly start moaning, but like really fake moaning, dude. You don't understand how fake it sounds. It doesn't even sound. But back to Project Melody. That's gonna be just a dude with a voice changer, isn't it?
Probably.
I hope it is. I hope to be.
That will make me so happy.
Like that's the thing. Like every night at bed, I just think to myself, tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and there's a chance I'm gonna find out that Project Melody was a dude all along.
Hello? Oh. He's so big yet he disappears very
Why'd you change your outfit?
Easily. Because.
Oh, you want to use the fourth hand?
Yeah,
I just noticed.
Because I do
I
a
only
lot
just noticed you were using that and not the Loverick sword.
Because I do a lot more damage.
His fire resistance is like through the roof, dude.
You do like 100 a pop with the sword.
Oh, that's pathetic, yeah.
And I've gone actually a third of the way with it.
Wow, that's pretty fucking nuts. But yeah, man, that's gotta be so funny. But okay, so I watched a little bit of that Project Melody stream, right? And the first thing I noticed, I haven't taken a single hit this entire episode, just so you know. But we are ending the episode. Just gonna round off this thought. Project Melody works way better than any other Chatterbait streamer because she engages with her audience in a way
That's the whole
no
thing.
other Chatterbait model does. Because my findings will tell you that Chatterbait models mostly just sit there blankly staring at their screen or having minimal contact with the chat, and only really doing anything or moaning when there's money involved. With Project Melody, I noted she was doing things more independently, more like not for the money wise, and more like, all right, let's just have fun.
Yeah.
You know, just masturbating when she felt like and talking like hot shit, like real hot schmexy. When not, I felt the quality of the stream was higher.
Because I've actually watched one of them, and I'm like, yeah, this is actually fun and engaging to watch.
Exactly.
It's like watching a streamer.
And here's the thing, when you compare it to what I've just told you about, do you understand why you're losing Chatterbait models?
It's not that difficult to grasp.
If you're a Chatterbait model at home and you're thinking, but this doesn't apply to me, then it doesn't apply to you. But it does apply to 90% of the Chatterbait stream. I went to 18-ish different streams, maybe less, maybe more. I don't.
That's pretty big sample size.
That's my anecdotal evidence is
it's very good anecdotal
these
evidence.
were on the first, like the first 5 were like on the first page, right? The first 5 on the first on the front page, right? So this is like the big streamers.
The boring.
Higher production value, I'll give them that. They have better camera, better mics. Other than that, nothing else of value. Nothing, no entertainment value. You need to just up your game. Go take improv lessons. Take improv lessons. Honestly, it works. Fucking
have a conversation on the street.
Talk to people. Try talking.
Do something nice
to people. And honestly, like Chatterbait, I think
being hot ain't enough.
Now that I've been on that site, now that I've been there and I've taken a look, I could tell you it's a concept that could work, but doesn't, because the creators simply don't care enough to make it work. At Project Melody, that's exactly someone who is trying to make it work, who's doing something creative and new. And
see y'all guys on the next
Anime
episode.
Avatar's hotter than any 3D woman on that site.
Always.